Standard 7th, Subject English, Unit 3, 3.1, Tartary. So, student, this is a poem written by Walter de la Mare. Now, about this poem, here the poet imagines himself or dreams himself to be the Lord of Tartary. Now, what is the meaning of Tartary? Tartary means it's a historical name related to uh, Asia and Europe. So here the poet imagines himself to be the Lord of Tartary. So when he becomes the Lord of Tartary, he will have a bed which is made of ivory. You can see here the picture of his dream, the bed which is made of ivory. Then he will have a throne made of gold, and then there will be fishes swimming in his pool, and there will be peacock in his courtyard, flaunting in his courtyard. You can see here the picture of the courtyard and the peacock flaunting here. Then he will have the tigers haunting in the forest. So in this way, he imagines himself when the things that when he will become the Lord of Tartary. Besides, he wants to own the whole nature. He wants to control the whole nature, that is the hills, rivers, lakes, every corner of his of the territory. He wants to control each and everything when he becomes the Lord of Tartary. So now I'm going to read the poem Lord of Tartary. If I were Lord of Tartary, myself and me alone, my bed should be of ivory, of beaten gold my throne. And in my court should peacocks flaunt, and in my forest tigers haunt, and in my pools great fishes slant, their fins athwart the sun. In the next stanza, the poet says, if I were Lord of Tartary, trumpets every day, to every mill would summon me, and in my courtyard bray, and in the evening lamps would shine, yellow as honey, red as pine, while harp and flute and mandolin made music sweet and gay. If I were Lord of Tartary, I would wear a robe of beads, white and gold and green they would be, and cluster thick as seeds. And ere should wane the morning star, I would don my robe and smitter, and zebras seven should draw my car through Tartary's dark glades. Lord of fruits of Tartary, her rivers silver pale, Lord of the hills of Tartary, glen, thicket, wood, and dale. Her flashing stars, her scented breeze, her trembling lake like foamless seas, her bird delighting citron trees in every purple vale. So this was the poem written by Walter de la Mare, Tartary. So now I'm going to explain each and every stanza with the meanings. Let us see the stanzas with the meanings. Now the first stanza. If I were Lord Tartary, myself and me alone, my bed should be of ivory, of beaten gold my throne. So now here the meaning of Tartary is historical name of a region in Europe and Asia. So here the poet thinks himself to be the Lord of Tartary. And Tartary is the name of a region in Europe and Asia. My bed should be of ivory. Now ivory is a type of a metal which is mostly made by the tusk of the animals such as elephants. My bed should be of ivory, of beaten gold my throne. Further, he thinks that his throne will be made of gold. And in my court should peacocks flaunt. Flaunt means show off proudly, that is moving proudly. So he thinks that in his courtyard, the peacocks will be moving proudly. And in my forest, tigers haunt. Then he is thinking about the forest also. So he thinks that there will be tigers haunting, that is visiting in his forest. So he is proudly thinking himself as the Lord of Tartary, who is owning the forest and the whole kingdom. And in my pool's great fishes land, their fins athwart the sun, and his pools, that is the swimming pools, will be, he will have the pond and the pools in his courtyard, and there will be the great fishes slanting, that is swimming. Slanting means swimming, and their fins athwart the sun, and when they were swimming, their fins will be crossing the reflection of the sun. Athwart means crossing, the fins will be reflecting the sun. So this was the first stanza. The second stanza, if I were Lord of Tartary, trumpeters every day to every meal would summon me, and in my courtyard bray. So when he becomes the Lord of Tartary, he thinks that he will enjoy the meal, and all the musicians are going to play the different types of musics, like the trumpeters will play the trumpet. Then the other musical instrument he has mentioned is flute, mandolin, and harp. So he thinks himself that he will enjoy the meal every day while listening to the music. And in the evening, the lamps would shine, yellow as honey, red as wine. So this is the nature, the description of his courtyard when he will have the meal, and in the evening the lamps will shine like honey and wine. In the next stanza, if I were Lord of Tartary, I would wear a robe of beads, white and gold and green they would be. So, when he wears the robe, that is a long piece of clothing worn on ceremonies. Mostly, this robe is worn by the king, the duke, and the lords. So the poet, he himself thinks that when he will be the lord, he will be wearing this robe, which will have the beads of different color, white, gold, and green, and they would be and cluster thick as seeds. So those beads will be woven so closely, just they would look like they are seeds together. They are woven like a seeds. Cluster means close together. So when the beads are woven close together, they will look like they are seeds. And air should wane the morning star, and before the morning star, that is, before the morning star leaves and the sunrise comes, that is the early morning. Wane means weaker or less important, means before the morning star vanishes or disappears. That is the early morning when the morning star is still to be seen. That is the at dawn. He will wake up at dawn. I would don my robe and smear. I would don means I would wear. At the dawn means early morning when the morning star is still shining. It is not getting vanished. So at that time I will wear my robe and smear. Smear means a short sword which is always carried with the robe. So he will wear this robe with the smear, and zebra 7 should draw my car. Then he will take a round in his kingdom with the zebras, with the 7 zebras, which will draw his car, means which will carry his car. The zebras will be carrying his car, and he will be sitting in that car. Through Tartary's dark glades, that is the dark means it is the early morning when when the sun has to rise and the stars are still shining. So that is the dark glade. The forest is still dark. That is the early morning. The last stanza, Lord of the foods of Tartary, her river's silver pale. Now he will be the Lord of the fruits of Tartary. He is not only owning the forest, now he owns the fruits also, the hills, the mountains, the nature. So he want to own every part of the Tartary. So he want to become the Lord of Fruits of Tartary, where the rivers silver pale means the rivers shining like silver. Lord of hills of Tartary, glen, thicket, wood and dale. That is the when he becomes the lord of the hills of Tartary, there are the thick forest, the narrow thick forest and the valley. Her flashing stars, her scented breeze. What else he will see? The flashing stars. He will see the shining stars and the scented breeze. That is the fragrance of the breeze will be spread all over the forest. So when he is wandering in this forest, he will see this thing, the flashing stars, the scented breeze, her trembling lake like foamless sea. Then, when he goes further, he sees the lake, which is clean and clear, not a single foam is formed on it. So, such a lake he will see that he is going to own this nature, that is the fruits, the hills, the stars, even the breeze and the lake. Her bird delighting citron trees in every purple veil. So he is going to see the birds also delighting, that is, they are cheerfully singing on the citron trees in every purple veil, that is, in every valley which is purple in color, that is dark blue. So this is the description of the nature of the early morning when the poet wanders in the forest in early morning, that is in the dawn, at the dawn, that is when the sun has not arisen. So this is the description of the nature that the poet has beautifully described. So this was the poem Tartary by Walter de la Mare. Now next is the question answers. First one, find the words that mean the following from the first stanza. Gold hammered into a flat, thin shape. That means of beaten gold my throne. Second meaning, show off proudly. That is flaunt. Third, tilt, move at an angle. The exact sentence used in the poem is their fins athwart the sun, across, especially in a slanting direction. That is, and in my pools, great fishes slant. Find the names of the exotic musical instrument and animals mentioned in the poem. So exotic instruments are trumpet, harp, mandolin and flute. Animals are tiger, peacock, fish and zebras. In the last stanza, there are 3 4 letter words that refer to a beautiful valley. So answer here is silver pale day, foamless seas, purple veil. Fourth question from the poem, find 3 lines that use the comparison. So answer is yellow as honey, red as wine, cluster thick as seeds, trembling lake like foamless seas. So these are the lines which shows the comparison. The next question, fifth, color, sound, images from nature add to the beauty of a poem. Tartary is a perfect example of the above. Pick out the lines that contain color. Now, color shows the words yellow as honey, red as wine. Sound shows the words trumpet, harp, flute, mandolin. Images of the nature, river, silver, pale, thicket, wood, flashing stars, foamless seas, birds on citrus trees. These words shows the images of nature. The sixth question, complete the following phrases with the help of the poem. So here answer, now there is a dash given, sweet music, dash rivers, silver rivers, dash breeze, scented breeze, dash lake is foamless lake, and dash citron trees, that is birds delighted citron trees. Next, seventh question. Write about the daily routine of the Lord of Turkey in 8 to 10 lines. So here I have given the answer. Children can note down the answer. So this was the explanation of the poem Tartary. If you like the poem, please subscribe and share. Thank you for watching.